Okay, so you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Martha Ashley 2211 asks, "What's going on with Washington and the other player leaving?" Referring to the tight ends at the University of Arkansas that got dismissed from the team. And so that's what you want to know. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Before I kind of let you know what I know about the situation, I have to give a shout out to our sponsor. Once again, Ellis Home Inspections. Just once again, so grateful for what they're doing and sponsoring this segment. When it comes to buying or selling a home, you want to make sure you want to get it pre-inspected or inspected. They're going to be the place to go. Serving Central Arkansas in such a great way. Patrick Ellis, once again, 2 decades of military service means he pays attention to the details. He inspects all the little things, just like I've been expecting our comment section. So please reach out to him. He would love to take care of you and make sure that when it comes to your home selling or purchasing endeavors, you get something that is in great condition. All right, here we go. Let's put it off no longer. So Ty Washington, Marquise Gums, dismissed from the football team. And I'll say this. I've been hearing a lot of people say things about these guys, a lot of speculation to what's going on, what they think happened on the field, off the field. I've seen all the comments, and I'll say this. I have spoken to Ty Washington, and I'm very aware of the situation and all what has gone on. And I have given him the opportunity, if he so chooses so, to speak his piece if he wants to about what happened and what not happened. Right here on 4th and 5, had a good conversation about it, and very maturely understood the emotions are high, and he wants to put off having a statement about what happened. And I think that was a smart move, and that's a great move. And I told him, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to say something, you got a platform here on 4th and 5. So we'll wait and see if that happens. But I will say, having a little bit more, I would say, in-depth knowledge of what has gone on and what is going on, the comments kind of come in at his character are not fair. Frustrations involved, yes. Emotions involved, yes. Going about things the wrong way and right way, yes and yes. It's just part of it. And I just hate hearing people who really don't have any idea of what is actually happening feel the need to attack these guys. And I get it kind of comes with the territory. And some speculation may be true, some may not be true. But once again, I will say this about Ty. I think he's a great young man. I think he is a phenomenal talent. Have some insight to what's going on with the Gums as well. And I'll say this just like I'll say with any player. There's always two sides of the story. There's always more that some people won't let us in on all the way. But at the end of the day, I don't know if I can do this. Here we go. Let me refer to one of my soccer favorites, Roy Kent, on this one.
And as for why he did what he did, that's none of my fucking business.
I think Roy said it best. Apologize for the language, but absolutely love Ted Lasso. So yeah, it's just once again unfortunate situation. As I just hope everyone moves on and gets better from it. All well wishes to Ty and Marquise. And like I said, I almost understand why what happened on both sides. I do. And so let's move on from that. And so, Martha, thanks for asking that question. You, along with a lot of people, trying to figure out what's going on in that tight end room. And if Ty does decide to reach out to us, like I said, I think it would be some very good insight after hearing what he had to say. And it probably surprised you, too. It's not what you expect. I'll say that. All right, let's get into it. Before we get cranked up and going, I have to give also special shout-outs to people who are giving super thanks to these videos right here. So some of these videos that can be, I guess, monetized on YouTube. I'm not sure how all that stuff works. People, if you like the content, you can push that super thanks button. And it's been fun and very much appreciated. So I want to show some love to them right now. I've missed a few of these. I actually just now saw these the other day. So Chris Light, thank you so much. Appreciate the super thanks. David Filippo, 1432. Kennedy P57. Rick Go Hog Spears, and Renee Simmons. So all of y'all, I really appreciate the super thanks. I usually put a graphic up on the screen, but I don't want to put your business out there, how much you choose to, I guess, do a quick little thanks and donation to. So I'll just say thank y'all for that. All right, another one that came on, which kind of goes hand in hand what's with the comments, is something that came up. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Nima 5133 says in our viewer comments this week, man, y'all been popular for 2 months and the show was already riddled with ads. And this is like, most people would expect me to say, mind your business. That's not it. I take all of our viewers' comments into consideration. And, I've kind of been going back and forth with that. And it's just as simple as this. I'm so thankful for our sponsors, and I'm going to continue to show them love in all the videos that we post, the ones that they choose to sponsor, because it's as simple as this. My goal for this content that we're putting out, yes, it takes time and takes a lot of effort, and a lot of things happen with trying to make this work. But my goal, what I want this channel to always be, is free for the people watching the content. And the only way that I can ask other people to commit their time to making this happen is to pay them for their time. I could not care less if I get anything out of this. I just enjoy it, and I really want this channel to grow, and I want this community to grow. I think this community is awesome. But in order to keep this thing afloat with Matt and Grant and Josh, and I got people helping with edits, and there's so many things going on. I can't ask them for so much time and not make it worth it. They got lives, they got families, they got bills to pay. So if I'm going to ask for the time, and that's the way that we can do it, where I don't demand a per month just to subscribe to the channel to see this. I've seen so many other channels and platforms and outlets when it comes to Razorbacks, and some amazing content, which I think is awesome. And I hate that the average fan has to pay just to see it. I do. And I think this program and football team is only as good as its fan base, because without people in the stands and without the support, what are you? It's nothing. So just as important other players are, I really do believe the fans are just as important. And so this has been the goal for this channel, is to keep this thing rolling and being able to put money in the people's pockets who are sacrificing time to make this work, so you, the viewer, can continue to watch all of this content for free. All right, so if you feel like you don't like watching the ads, then don't watch the ads. If you don't like our sponsors, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you, take a second, because our sponsors are awesome. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. And everyone else who's been continue to support the channel, watch the ads, and I encourage you, all the sponsors, we've had some really good conversations, and these are some great people with some incredible services. So please take advantage of all of them, and that's the point of why we've been so particular about who we go with, and we've starting to grow personal relationships. I'll go ahead and give you a teaser for this one. Greg Orr, who does the Breakdowns Monday, they're going to host a big 4th and 5 event. Very excited about it, where people get to come out and watch us shoot this thing with an audience behind us. You get to meet the people at Greg Orr, and we're going to, have merch and all that stuff, giveaways, and they're big partners in this, and they really want to make this happen. Ortho Arkansas, our presenting sponsor, they're going to host a big players reunion with all former players, and allow opportunities for our viewers and subscribers and just fans, even if you don't subscribe, to come out and hang out with us. And so our partners are sold, and they're bought in on this, and I'm bought in on them. And I'm sorry I just named 2. I could list this with all of our sponsors. They're just doing a great job, so appreciate the support there. So Nima 5133, thanks for your feedback, and I guess to be addressed. And yes, XX Razorback XX, thanks for having our back right there. All right, let's get to another one right here. Let's talk a little bit more football on this one. Here we go. Somebody says, this is J.H. Simpson, 1982. Mississippi State put up 471 yards of offense with freshman quarterback. Veteran Jackson Dart and Ole Miss are going to carve up Arkansas. I will say that's a legit concern of mine. Jackson, I think, is leading the SEC. Taylor Green right behind him in passing yards. And I think, from what I've seen on tape, and what somebody asked me in the Mississippi State game, they saw our defense. Sometimes Landon Jackson or the backup DN, they almost lined up at the corner position. Y'all kind of saw that. They would kind of go back and forth, attach the line of scrimmage, and go back out. The point of that was, if you go back to the breakdown before when we were playing LSU and we were having a hard time with all those quick hitch routes, they just kept doing it. And as soon as we went press, they would beat our corners over the top. So the key is now this allows our corners to kind of stay back and not get beat deep with a presence of a little help underneath in the flats. And so the quarterback just can't throw those quick hitch routes. Now, the kicker is now you're taking somebody like a Landon out of the box and who is a great run stopper. It's going to be very difficult to continue to stop the run if you have to resort to that. But I think the reason Travis Williams did that is because he knows what's coming with Ole Miss. And he knows he has to figure out a way to, be balanced with the run game and pass game when it comes to the defense on both of those, and figure out a way to not let Ole Miss just pick us apart and keep drives alive like LSU did when they came to Fayetteville. And so I thought that was very interesting to see, but it's going to be all hands on deck against Ole Miss. A game I'm a little bit nervous about. But if you watch the Monday breakdown, you're going to see the key to this. And even Grant Cook, with what we talked about, I really do think it's going to come down to how physical Arkansas can be against Ole Miss. I think if both teams are at their best, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter and maybe who has the ball in the last possession. But if it comes down to the fourth quarter, it's going to be what team has just been beaten down the most and who's going to be able to get up another round and say, I'm not finished yet. Let's keep this thing going. All right. So physicality aspect. I'm not even going to edit that out. I got my girlfriend behind me right now. She says, you want me to edit that one out? I ain't going to do it. We mess up too sometimes. I can't have Roy Kent in there saying what he said and me bleep out the A word. But one thing I want to remind people, this is what we're going to do. So defensive backs for the Arkansas Razorbacks, linebackers, D linemen. This is how I'm trying to encourage the physicality, all right? So whoever has the hit of the game, I'm talking about where the crowd goes, ooh, and they show it on the replay, and they say, ooh. The player from Ole Miss gets up like, oh, man, coach, take me out. I can't play with these boys, all right? I'm ordering baseball bats, all right? And I'm going to be handing them out. I'm going to get them engraved with your name and your number and the player that you laid out, all right? So we don't have to do it illegally. I'm not trying to ask for targeting penalties. Let's do it the right way. But, man, I'm telling you, if you wear this team down hit after hit after hit after hit, it's going to be a recipe for victory. All right, that's a little bit shorter viewer comment here today. Also, too, this is something to kind of be aware of, our community here in 4th and 5. We got one of our teammates here on the show going through some very difficult family things, and I'm going to once again wait to give him the opportunity to share that if he wants to, or if he lets us share it. But here with our 4th and 5 fam, we ask a lot of thoughts and prayers be sent our way. I really do believe in that. I'm a man of faith, and I believe prayer really does go a long way, and one of our guys needs it right now, okay? And so I'm going to let him decide later if he wants to update you on that or not. But I just want to ask you, the audience, to just think about us, pray for us, and I really does think it adds up and it counts. I appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, the best way to support, y'all know what it is. Hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you. Don't let me put up that clip again about hitting the button. Don't act like, you know what, go ahead. Run it one time for me.
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said. Hit the button. Y'all have a good day. See y'all later.